Do you think you can become a millionaire with a low salary? It's a question that might seem absurd at first, but the reality is, it's more achievable than you might think. You see, wealth isn't about the size of your paycheck, it's about what you do with it. 80% of millionaires worldwide didn't inherit their wealth from family. Most started from humble beginnings with low-paying jobs, so how did they manage to accumulate such wealth? The secret lies not in their earnings, but in their mindset. The millionaire mindset. One common misconception is that a high salary equals wealth. But let's debunk this myth right now. Half of Americans who earn over $100,000 a year are living paycheck to paycheck due to high expenses. It doesn't matter if your salary is high or low, what's crucial is learning how to control your income and expenses to create a positive cash flow. But what does a positive cash flow look like? Let's visualize it. Imagine an 18-year-old with a positive cash flow of $250 a month. Do you think they could retire as a millionaire? The answer is yes, with an estimated worth of around $1.1 million. Now consider a 25-year-old with a positive cash flow of $500 a month. They could amass more, reaching around $1.3 million. Even a 50-year-old with a positive cash flow of $3,000 a month could accumulate close to $1 million. These calculations are based on three factors: the positive cash flow each month, an average annual return of 7%, which by the way you won't get from a savings account, but is the average return of the S&P 500, and retirement at age 65. This highlights the importance of starting to think about these things when you're young. No matter the size of your paycheck, it's about what you do with it that counts. It's about adopting the millionaire mindset of understanding the power of positive cash flow and making it work for you. Ever wondered if an 18-year-old with a positive cash flow of $250 per month could retire a millionaire? Believe it or not, they can. In fact, they'd end up with around $1.1 million. What about a 25-year-old with a positive cash flow of $500 per month? They'd end up with even more, around $1.3 million. But a 50-year-old with a positive cash flow of $3,000 per month, they'd only amass around $950,000. This illustrates why it's so important to start thinking about these things when you're young. These calculations are based on three variables. 1. The positive cash flow each month. 2. An average annual return of 7%. This isn't something you get from a savings account, but it's the average return of the S&P 500. And 3. They retire at 65. So how do you achieve a positive cash flow? First, let's talk about your expenses. You need to take a hard look at your monthly outgoings, and I guarantee you could cut at least 20% of them if you only spent on what's truly necessary. Secondly, most people's biggest burden is high-interest debt, particularly credit card debt. Paying these off as soon as possible is crucial. It's tough to make an investment that yields 27% per year, but that's what credit card companies are making off you, so be smart with your cards. I've had an incredible life. I've traveled the world. I've learned to fly planes, race cars, and provide a good life for my family. I could do this because I was able to generate streams of income that paid for the things I wanted to do. Did you know that 49% of people earning over $100,000 a year are living paycheck to paycheck? The most effective strategy is income allocation, 50% for your basic needs. The most important part is the final 20%, which should be invested. You could invest in skills development, stocks, or real estate. Using this method, you can turn a small salary into a millionaire's fortune, but it can be slow. We're talking decades. As you see, starting early and maintaining a positive cash flow can set you on the path to becoming a millionaire. Do you know that 49% of people earning over $100,000 a year run out of money at the end of each month? Quite surprising, isn't it? But there's an effective strategy to avoid this predicament, and it's called the 50-30-20 income allocation strategy. Here's how it works. 50% of your income is allocated to your basic needs. That includes rent or mortgage, utilities, groceries, transportation, and healthcare. These are the expenses you can't avoid, the essentials for living. Next, 30% of your income goes to what you want. These are the things that bring joy to your life. Dining out, traveling, going to concerts or events. Most people tend to overspend in this category. Even when I was making millions a year, I still limited my spending to a certain percentage because I knew if I spent more, I would have to earn more. Now here's the most crucial part. The remaining 20% of your income should be invested. You could invest in self-development, stocks, or real estate. This is the part of your income that will help you grow your wealth. So this 50-30-20 strategy isn't just for the rich. Whether you're earning $20,000 or $200,000 a year, you can use this strategy to manage your money wisely. However, it's important to remember that this strategy isn't a get-rich-quick scheme. It takes time and discipline. You might have to make some sacrifices along the way, cutting back on wants and focusing more on needs. But by sticking to this strategy, you can ensure you're saving and investing enough to grow your wealth. By following the 50-30-20 rule, you're not just making ends meet, you're taking control of your finances. You're making conscious decisions about how you spend your money. And most importantly, you're actively working towards becoming a millionaire, even on a low salary. Remember, becoming a millionaire isn't about how much you earn, it's about how you manage what you earn. And with the right strategy, you can turn a small salary into a big fortune. By sticking to this strategy, you can ensure you're saving and investing enough to grow your wealth. Do you have a side hustle? If not, it might be time to consider one. A side hustle is essentially an income-generating activity you engage in outside of your main job. And it's not just about earning extra pocket money. A side hustle can be a powerful tool to accelerate your journey to becoming a millionaire, even on a modest salary. Let's think about it. You've got your day job, and that's great. But what if you could harness your skills and passions to generate an additional income stream? This extra money can significantly boost your savings, and in turn, your investments. A side hustle doesn't have to be a grind. In fact, the most successful side hustles often stem from a hobby or something you genuinely enjoy. Are you a whiz at graphic design? Start freelancing. Do you have a knack for baking? Turn it into a small business. Can you play a musical instrument? Offer lessons. The possibilities are endless. Now let's do a little math to illustrate the power of a side hustle. Suppose you're able to generate an extra $1,000 a month from your side hustle. If you save this money and earn an average annual return of 7%, in 28 years, you'll have amassed over $1 million. Yes, you heard it right. $1 million from your side hustle alone. But remember, a side hustle isn't a get-rich-quick scheme. It requires time, effort, and consistency. It's about leveraging your skills and passions to create an additional income stream that can supercharge your savings and investments. And it's about developing a millionaire mindset, where every dollar you earn is a step closer to your goal. So, start exploring potential side hustles that align with your skills and interests. And who knows, your side hustle might not just bring you closer to millionaire status, it could also open doors to new opportunities and adventures you never imagined. Remember, your side hustle income could be your ticket to millionaire status. Are your savings working for you? If not, it's time to start investing. Yes, investing. That word might sound a bit intimidating, especially if you're new to the world of personal finance. But trust me, it's not as complex as it seems, and it's a crucial step to transforming your small salary into a sizable fortune. You see, when you invest your money, you're giving it the potential to grow exponentially over time. This is due to a magical concept known as compound interest. Albert Einstein once referred to it as the eighth wonder of the world, and for a good reason. It allows your wealth to snowball over time, turning even small investments into large sums. Consider this. The average annual return of the S&P 500, a stock market index that measures the performance of 500 large companies listed on stock exchanges in the United States, has been around 13.6% over the past 10 years. That's significantly higher than what you'd earn from a traditional savings account. Let's put this into perspective. If you invest $500 a month in an S&P 500 index fund and let it sit for 20 years with an average annual return of 7%, you'd end up with over $460,000. Now that's a hefty sum. But remember, investing is not without risks. The value of your investments can go down as well as up. That's why it's essential to diversify your investment portfolio and not put all your eggs in one basket. Investing also requires patience and discipline. It's not about making quick money or getting rich overnight. It's about consistently investing a portion of your income month after month, year after year, and letting compound interest do the heavy lifting. Investing is a crucial skill you need to master if you want to grow your wealth. So start today, and who knows, you might just become the next millionaire next door.